Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We're playing in the Incursion League as a solo self-found hardcore Arc Trapper. And today we're gonna run Tier 1 Lookout map. And after this I've also got a Tier 2 Arid Lake rare map lined up that will be Shaper touched. But for now, let's start nice and easy with a Tier 1. Since we have yet to unlock all of them. Lookout is always one of the maps that feels relatively easy. Of course, if you get the perfect storm of enemies, it might not be as easy as you think it would be. The boss here will be Plaguewing, who sometimes is capable of dishing out quite some damage. Also, let's just double check. Monsters fire additional projectiles and I get less flask charges. And there is an Alpha Valai here. I think the mods will transfer. So all the things in here that will shoot projectiles at me, there's gonna be a lot of them. So let's have some fun. Ooh, Flame Workshop. I think my goal is to connect it to either the guardhouse or the cellar. Either one works fine, so bottom right needs to be connected. Upgrading it will augment the Omnitech with more fire, otherwise it will switch to lightning. So upgrading it is fine, then there's a chance of getting to tier 3, where we actually get a reward for this. Via the sparring room we're connected to the Gemcutter's workshop, so there's no real need to connect upwards. Let's just make this part of the builds. So let's do it. Okay. Yeah, see, lots and lots of projectiles coming my way. Lots and lots of projectiles dealing poison damage or chaos damage. Hello, you look rather boss-like, and now you are very dead-like. Angry slam attacks. Grr. Okay, anyone over here? Nope, this is gonna be a problem. This is going to be a problem. I mean, I like to connect doors, but I do need to actually get stones for that. And then for that I need enemies, need more enemies. Oh yeah, of course, there the thing is. Oh yeah, all the things on the bottom were connected. Also, I did not hear the sound of the stone. That is something I need to double check. Region Jewel. So you were very happy, things are connected now to the guardhouse, and we now have the Omnitech Forge. And of course lots and lots of items. We'll just pick up a couple and then move onwards. Trying to control myself in terms of picking up all the rares, since Incursions, they just flood you with so many items. You need to be rather strict, otherwise you end up going to town like a dozen times. This map is roughly linear, but it does have some small side rooms from time to time that do confuse me.
An orb of immense power.
Hello. Let's just not get hit in the face, that's usually a good strategy. Her mask. Embroidered gloves. And oh, a trial. That is fun. Haven't done a trial yet. Okay. Come on, stop throwing stuff at me. And there's a Zana in the map as well. This is the motherlode. See, no trial, so stinging down. That is... wasn't that the first one? Doesn't really matter actually. Try and not die. That is the most important bit. Exactly. Then we go over here. Having relatively high movement speed does make trials a little easier. Evasion also helps to a certain degree. I mean, if the projectiles don't hit you, then they don't do damage to you. Wow. Make the hurting stop. Make the hurting stop. Okay, this is relatively okay. I said just before face tanking a lot of traps. Oh, look at that. You are recharging my flasks. Not a lot going on. Oh wait, there's more enemies. I mean more flask charges. Okay, Devrumbas. That one looked relatively doable. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Immortal Call to the rescue. And there is the end already. And more flask charges. It is nice though that this way you're effectively guaranteed a full set of flasks before you head out. And of course a goddess. Oh, this is the last one. Oh, did lose my golem somewhere along the way. Let's fix that. And then let's go back to the lookout. So projectiles, less flask charges, and then there's a Zana ahead. Okay. So let's just empty my pockets here. So whatever she is offering, I'll be able to take back everything. Okay, how are you going to try to murder me? Okay, so there's a single portal into the Ashen Wood, which is normally a tier 7 or 8 map, if I remember correctly. Slay corrupted monsters, don't die or leave. Well, dying is not an option because hardcore. Leaving. Okay, there's no time limit, so that is good. Makes it a little less stressful. Inhabited by animals that are hasted. And there is... well, temporal incursions is normal and pack size is normal as well. Okay. So let's kill all the beasties. Well, the corrupted beasties, and then the other ones are a bonus. Ooh, Crusader Buckler is that? That is top tier. Looks like top tier.
An orb of immense power.
Trying to stick to the edge of the map here. That way I can't get flanked from multiple sides.
Immense power.
Only from the front and from the sides, but not from the back and from the side that has a wall. So that is mostly the safest way to go through. Oh, what tier is this? Level 69, so that makes it tier 2. That's on par with what I'm doing, so that's okay. So I haven't done the Zana daily mission just yet. Ooh, wow, there's a breach in there. Okay, let's do a little bit of backtracking, clear out this corner. I really like the map highlights. Ooh, Lord of the Ashen Arrow, you are the boss here. The thing is, don't seem to quite pack quite as much of a punch, since you're probably dealing projectile attacks. And I'm kind of dodgy against projectile attacks as a design choice for this build. So this is just a perfect counter in many ways. Okay. So that was that. Mission completed. Boss dead. Corrupted things dead. Zana happy. Let's refresh the column. You are rare. And give me that. And then just clear a little bit of a place around here. And then we can do the breach without suffering too much of a risk. It's a breach, so there's always a risk. Do be aware of that. If you are very keen of eye and lucky, you might even spot where some of the hands are that are tied to the bridges. Haven't spotted anything yet, so we'll just have to wing it. So good prep here. Let's just throw out all the traps. Ooh, splinters of tool. This is going pretty well, I would say. Oh, yeah, stop wailing at me. Yes, thank you.
An orb of immense power.
I like the sound of that. Okay, need more enemies. Bridge is not growing. Need more enemies. Ooh, look at that. They don't disappoint. Yep, more. Need more enemies. Oh, clasp hand. See, I missed it. Well, that was productive. Profitable. I like it. So, Trapper versus Breach. Seems like we got a pretty good shot here. Especially the whole part about not having to actually wade into monsters' faces, but just throw the traps, kill them at the edges, kill them when they walk in, and let them kill their buddies. 6 splinters and some cards. Cool.
An orb of immense
So let's
power.
continue clearing this. I mean, we got a pretty good run going. Might as well try to wrap this up. I think there's going to be a lot of backtracking here. You know what, we're not gonna equip that one. That might as well just go for the chromatic item. Oh, that was nice. Throwing traps over walls, hurting enemies in the process. Okay. One leaping wolf got smart there. The other ones, not so much. But still, after all this time, I really appreciate that since 2.0, you actually have the outlines on the map here that show you where you have and have not yet scouted. It's roughly based on the edges of your screen, so it's not totally perfect. I mean, could be, especially when there's walls and things. It might uncover places that you technically haven't been to, but in open maps like these, it's close enough that it really helps in just full clearing the map. And look at that, 0 monsters remain. So now we can go back. Zana will be happy. She will go up. Actually, she's not gonna level. Okay, so there's that. I'm totally full, so let's empty those pockets. And this one is something I'll just have to see about crafting with. Chances of crafting an upgrade are small, but if you take enough of them, eventually you might get lucky. If you never try, then of course luck is going to be a little less present. You gotta create your own opportunities. Okay, these are the slow mobs. You ghouls buddies. Not quite a fan. Oh, okay, so it looks like this is the way forward. So let's just uncover this. Superior clarity. I like superior clarity. It just sounds so helpful. But I don't think it's actually gonna be all that practical. Let's see, Firestorm's downside, 6 additional items as an upside. Well, for that we will decorate this with traps. Anything good? Ooh, look at that, a graveyard map. Well, that was a pretty good upgrade. A transmute and an augment for a graveyard map. Ooh, another breach. Wait. Of course, we had the breach in the Zana thing, not outside of here. So this is a very nice run. Once again, let's just clear out a little bit of the space around. Oh, in all fairness, the positioning here is not the greatest in the world, because it's on a rather narrow ledge, so there's not a lot of space for the breach mobs to spawn from. Well, they might from here, and looks like there's not a lot of places where they can get stuck, so there's that. That's good. For now, let's see. And that's okay. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, see, this way I do get access to a decent surface area. But I don't think it's growing fast enough to really help. Ooh, look at that. Blue. Goodbye. Let's not stand in the lightning for too long. That sounds like a very painful ordeal. And gone they are. Superior gavels, that's always nice. I mean, the hammers, they are for the chisel recipe. One hammer with 20% quality plus 1 map. You turn them both into a vendor and you get 1 chisel back. That allows you to upgrade the quality of a map. The white maps you can upgrade by 5%. It works the same way as all other things. And it's mostly helpful for the higher tier maps, not for the white ones, and not even for the yellow ones unless you really need the extra quality. Wow, that's a lot of those things. Get away from me. So just picking up the occasional hammer is helpful. Okay, I did forget a little corner over here. So now all we need is an abyss to spawn, and then we've gotten everything we could out of just a single map. Oh, and of course an essence, that's also a random spawn. I mean, these days maps have a 10% chance to have a breach, 10% for an abyss. Essences, I'm not sure. I think it used to be about 1 in 6 maps. I'm not sure what the exact odds are. And of course a master spawn is a random event that I'm not entirely sure of what the odds are either. Oh, and we have the trial, that's yet another bonus. I think I've been lucky enough here. Oh, an exalted orb. That's nice. I think that's my first exalt in 4 or 5 leagues now. It used to feel like I got about 2 to 3 exalts every league. And then for like 3 or 4 leagues in a row, just none. Now I got one again. So that pleases me. There's one mob remaining on the map. In Exalted Orb, in trade leagues, it is one of the most valuable items you will probably get. I mean, of course, there is the Mirror of Calandra, but chances of getting those is 1 in every 10,000 hours, something like that. And probably the chances are that you're gonna get one very early on in your career before you even realize what they are. Then you waste it. And then later on, once you realize that how rare they are, how valuable they are in trade leagues, then you're just gonna feel foolish for actually having wasted it. Been there, done that. But Exalted Orbs, they actually have some use for those who are not crafting top tier items. And eventually, once you got a really nice item, you can just add a random property to it. So something like a good temple item that is lacking some mods. We could use it for that. Though there's also a couple of master craft recipes, I think, that also use Exalted Orbs. So hang on to it and use it once you really know that an item is gonna remain with you for the remainder of the league. Okay, so that is the lookout completed. But as I said at the beginning, I also wanted to do the Arid Lake map. And that is tier 2, it has the Shaper influence. And I happen to have a rare map for it. It was unidentified, but I figured let's play it a little bit safe and identify it. I really like unidentified maps. But let's not get too overly confident here. So we get increased monster variety. Players have elemental equilibrium. If I understand it correctly, as a trapper, my traps do the damage, not me. There's a reason I don't benefit from on-kill effects, so I'm assuming my traps will not benefit from the elemental equilibrium either, and therefore it's just a free bonus for all the quantity, rarity and pack size it will grant. The boss deals extra damage and is a little bit faster, and monsters gain a frenzy charge on hit. So the less they hit, the better. So let's just kill them quickly and quietly. Arid Lake. If I remember correctly, this is one of those angry Roa boss maps. So that is potentially fun. Actually, I can just double check. They do have the swirlies beneath their feet that indicate... Yeah, okay, so elemental equilibrium apparently does kick in from traps. Feels like an inconsistency. I mean, if for killing and things like that, traps don't count as player, then why does it do for elemental equilibrium? Oh well. Damage output here is pretty solid, so we can weather something like this perfectly fine. Boss fight, however, might end up taking a little bit longer than hoped for. We got quite some elemental resistance piercing on this map, on this build. So elemental equilibrium is not that big a deal from that perspective. So that helps. We are on our way to the Cyan life wheel. And in order to that, we just need to get a couple more points. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not yet time to start refunding points and moving things. Just clear some space around Alpha. And then see how much of a loot explosion we can get from there. Ooh, golem leveled up, that is nice. Makes the golem sturdier, increases the life regeneration you get from the golem. Okay. I think we did fine enough here. Alpha! Where are you sending me? The sparring room. Okay. Let's just upgrade it. I mean, there's a chest full of weapons. I'm not opposed to that. And then let's see if we can drag the passageway in. That's yet another connected room then. So right bottom and upgrade. Ooh, there's a lot of archers here. Ah, stop throwing stuff at me. You, city, architect, goose, boss, something. You are incredibly hostile today. Also killed my golem. For that, you must die. It's funny to see that the Shaper influence extends even here. Wonder if that gives the potential for some Shaper touched, temple touched crossover items eventually. Because that would be fun. Anyway, we just upgraded it. No passage. Let's see. Okay. And then we move on. Actually, we've been going to the top right. Might as well continue with that. Okay. Highland blade. Is that the charge thing? Rickwold's charge. Yes, that one. Picking up more scrolls than I'm currently needing. Though, of course, there's a bunch of items to be identified in my stash. Let's not flame dash into the group. Let's flame dash out of the group. Much better. Okay, some of the enemies here are cursing me. Do keep in mind I can remove curses, so might as well actually do that. I mean, Stipknight Flask is not going to use itself. The Stipknight Flask of curse removal, that is. Okay, and then let's do the boss first. And then continue with the map. It's always a little disappointing, but yeah, doing it the other way around feels odd in a map like this. Okay, let's upset the Roa. Here, Roa. Gonna kill you and scramble your eggs. Not really because I need to, but because I can. Shaper possessed. Lovely. Enemies take cast damage over time. I happen to be slightly resistant to that right now, so that's good. Now, okay, so there's some dialogue here that would have played. Okay, so even at the best of times, this is not a happy camper. Using the decoy and totem is very helpful here. There's enemy packs a punch. So keep all the golems, the decoy totems, everything, keep it up and stay out of the way. If the enemy gets close, Stipknight Flask is a good way to deal with it, since that way you'll blind it, makes it a bit more difficult for it to actually hit you. Okay. Oh, come on. Keep forgetting, I've got Foul Grace, makes it a little more easy for me to actually avoid getting hit. In the end, I did use it, because it gets a little angrier near the end. And we gain a lot of bonus reputation with Zana. So that's very helpful. And that mostly fills up my inventory. Now I can stash everything and then wrap up the remainder of the map. Maybe I should just get rid of a couple of these scrolls and have a chat with Zana. So she's now level 3, means I have access to a new set of maps. I don't think I got marshes yet. Springs, port or conservatory, and the desert maps. I think I had multiple of those. Might as well just double check and stash all the map things. So for the maps, oh, don't have desert yet, so should get that one, and the offering is here. Ooh, actually have all the things needed for an Atziri run, so probably should do that at some point as well. Atziri is tricky. It's a very challenging fight, so maybe gearing up a little bit beforehand, making sure I've upgraded my health situation a little bit would be beneficial. So hold off on that one for just a little while longer, because that one is likely to end up being my death. But actually we are full on items yet again, might as well just empty the pockets and then continue with the remainder of the map. With a bit of luck I'll get a shaper item. With a lack of luck I'll have to try again. I mean, the chance of those things dropping is not overly high. Okay, an abyss. Good thing we can regenerate through a lot of the damage being dealt here. There's quite some spiky damage. And just gotta keep following the fault line here. Okay, less of a happy place. Let's not stand in all the explosions, they hurt. And there we are, the obscured. Got a breach stone, not a shard but an actual stone. Do need 7 of those things. Bringing Murderer's Eye. Visuals, the jewels, all other jewels wish they could be. 16% dual resist rings, those are not too bad. I think I managed to pick up most of the valuable items on the way, but always good to just double check a little bit and trace back your steps. And indeed, it's good. So now we can continue with the raiders of the map. You have corrupted bloodlines. Well, the thing is, my traps do damage to you, so your corrupting blood does not affect me. Contrary to elemental equilibrium. Which does not seem to honor that restriction. Game mechanics in Path of Exile. Some of them have a certain logic to it. Others, they seem inconsistent at times. Or maybe the thing with elemental equilibrium is more along the lines of, well, everything belonging to the player's quote-unquote faction, so that will include minions and traps and totems, maybe. But then the wording is not that along those lines. So it might be that at some point, ooh, that is a shaper item. So it might be that at some point it actually was the way I expected it to be. 2 in the same screen, that is nice. And then players found a way to abuse it, and then the devs fixed it by adding an exception, and then the rules were less consistent. That is probably one of the more likely explanations. Okay, so what did we get? Off shaping, chance to avoid interruptions from stuns while casting. And for the rest, it's just rubbish mods. But it is a decent base item. It has evasion, it has energy shield. Rerolling it, there's a small chance of getting some shaper mods back. Though I've never really been all too lucky when trying to reroll shaper items to actually get shaper mods on them. It seems like the chance is not close to 100%, so let's call it that way. Dragonbone Rapier. Of shaping tier 2, soak the gems are supported by level 18 increased critical strikes and an increased critical strike chance. So that is for melee attacks with this thing. It's a one-handed sword. It's not entirely gonna be happy for me. So it's nice to have them. I might try to do something with this one, but I don't think we're gonna get too far with it. And then there's 2 mobs remaining, and there's only a little patch over there. Let's just double check. Are you there? Nope. I just missed them, or they missed me. Either way, they are the lucky duckies. And I get to live to play on more maps. So now I'll want more, another tab for just storing all the shaper items. No, just like I'm doing for the temple items. I'm slowly building up a nice collection of items that have been obtained from the temple. Now doing the same for the shaper as well. But that's that. I'm gonna thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.